What's going on, Squirrel Squad? How we doing? It's your boy, the Squirrel, and every once in a while I like to dip my toe in the WatchMojoUK water, and today I figured, they got this little video called the Top 10 Things Only Brits Do, and I think it's normal. And I got a funny feeling I'd like to know what those 10 things are. What do you think? I don't know. I mean, I'm sure I'm gonna know a couple of them. I'm like talking about the weather might be on there, complaining might be on there. These are things that you all have admitted to over the time. I understand. But let's see what WatchMojoUK comes up with. They may come up with 10 things that don't even make sense. Like they like to wrestle kangaroos. I don't know, whatever. But let's see what the great folks at WatchMojoUK say about the things that only Brits do. But I think it's normal. If it's your first time here, I look into some British culture and sports, mostly comedy, and we have a good time. We do some reaction videos, and we hang out together. Join the Squirrel Squad. Hit the subscription button. Join the Squirrel Squad. Hit the subscription. Wow. Subscription button. What the hell?
Welcome to WatchMojoUK, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 things only Brits do and think it's normal.
Let us throw caution to the wind.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we're going to be looking at behaviors, events, and whatnot that we're so used to and enjoy, yet non-Brits think are bonkers. What do you think the strangest thing we do is? Let us know in those comments below. Number 10, pantomimes. Every year, without fail, you know there's going to be pantomimes put on somewhere near you. Whether it's a bunch of amateurs having a go, a troupe of celebrities looking to boost their profiles, or Christopher Biggins, there are many types for all people.
I beg your pardon.
It's become a British tradition since it started back in the Middle Ages.
I just want to say, when I did one or two pantomime videos around Christmas time, I think, and that's one thing that I thought, like, why don't we have this over here? Like, this isn't something we do, I don't think. So it was, I definitely thought that was different because it's not something that I'm used to experiencing in American culture.
Even though it's technically theatre, it's a very unique form, with audience participation encouraged with yells of "He's behind you" over and over again until your voice gets sore. Also, during pantos, you can find plenty of innuendos, over-the-top comedy, and songs, and typically the story will be some form of a fairy tale. It's an acquired taste for non-Brits, who mostly find it confusing. Number 9, class obsession. There are not many places on the planet that are as obsessed with class as much as the UK, with terms like chav, common, toff, Tory, and so on being thrown around with a dash of disdain. It's become a badge of honor with what class you belong to. Some will judge you for daring to be born to a certain family in a certain town in a certain part of the country.
Young Simon here, first time he's ever been to the theatre, and sees that load of rubbish, you may have put him off the theatre for life.
Just look at the anger that's brought on depending on whether you say scone or scone. There's even an issue of hanging out with people that are from different classes. A working class person having a cup of tea with a posh person? Can't have that. Number 8, X.
I have honestly have noticed that there is definitely a lot of emphasis on the class or where you, I have noticed that. I mean, I gotta be honest with you, and it's not a bad thing, but like even just like what region you're from, talking about, oh, I'm a Yorkie, or I'm, this or I'm that, what I mean? Like, so it definitely is. It's kind of, but I think all that it does though is like it kind of, instead of just saying, I'm, like we'll use Canada for example, like instead of just saying I'm Canadian, they say like I'm French Canadian or I'm a Quebecer or what I mean, like, so it kind of just gives you more definition and narrows things down, that's all.
Something the Brits do that confuses anyone that moves to the UK is how they end texts and other messages. The simple X. All Brits are nodding their heads forcefully now, thinking, yeah, it's a kiss. but Brits use it generously, just sending X's left, right and centre to everyone in their contacts, even your boss.
Smiley face at the end?
Smiley with a wink. It's cheeky.
On top of this, the number of X's at the end of a message can be used like a secret code. 1 X makes you seem cold or is for acquaintances, 2 X's is like testing the waters with someone you like, while 3 X's is for your family, partners and close friends. And if you use 4 or more, then you're desperate. Number 7, weather conversations.
Yeah,
If
there
you're
it is.
overweight,
There it is. Let's talk about the weather, huh? I don't know, man. 3x means something totally different in some parts of the world, I think. Triple X. There we go. Let's talk about the weather.
waiting for a bus with a stranger, small talk is bound to happen, especially if you live anywhere but London anyway. And when the conversation begins, 9 times out of 10, the weather will be brought up, usually in a negative way. Bit hot today? The news said it was gonna rain later, and so on.
My husband's like the climate, he changes. This morning he went on for 2 hours about the bloody weather.
It's often used as a way to talk, but not actually speak about anything interesting or serious. It's the conversational equivalent of setting personal boundaries. Sometimes weather talk is used as an icebreaker, pun intended. There's even been research into the phenomenon, with 94% of British people admitting to having chatted about the weather in the past 6 hours.
94% have chatted about the weather in the past 6 hours? Wow. I don't realize it was that big of a problem, folks.
Yikes. Number 6, queuing. Queuing. Is there anything that brings a swell of national pride more than seeing Brits creating a queue out of their instincts? Nope, no there isn't. It's like a collective hobby that we all share.
There's a queue here.
Right.
If anyone dares break the rules by jumping the queue, they will be publicly shamed into defeat. But it doesn't mean we actually like queuing. If anything, we hate it the most and wish the need for it was removed forever. But until that magical day comes, we line up neatly, we wait patiently, we move forward when the line does, and we do it all in near silence beyond passive-aggressive sighing or tongue-clicking when the line is taking ages to move. Number
I just want to say real quick, when I was growing up, queuing had a totally different meaning to me. I worked as a young lad at McDonald's, and at McDonald's they would take the burgers or whatever. Everything had a time on it, so like they pre-made a bunch of this stuff. Right, like they still do it the same way. They pre-make all this shit, but now it's in like a warming case. So the buns are sitting in like a humidified hot box, whereas before they sat in like a warm box, and they kind of got dried out if they sat too long. And then when you took them out, they were kind of rubbery and like they need to be heated up. Otherwise, you would have gotten a cold burger. So what they did was you took it out and you threw the burger on the bun, you put all the shit on it, you wrapped it up, and then you threw it in the microwave. They called it a queuing oven, and so they would, if you know, depending on what you had, and it was literally like buttons on it, you know, 1 fillet of fish, 6 burgers, bing, 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 bing. You hit everything because you could put a bunch of shit in at once, and you hit the button, and it was like high-powered microwave. That's all it was. It was a high-powered microwave. You put a dozen burgers in there in 7 seconds, they're all hot. They called it a queuing oven. I called it a microwave, and they corrected me and told me it's not a microwave. It's a queuing oven. And I said, what's the difference? And they said, the difference is this is a higher powered version of a microwave, and it's called a queuing oven because it adds quality to the food, which is why we call it a queuing oven, because it adds quality.
5. Bin passion. In most places, the bins are collected weekly in the UK, recycling one week and general the next, and we are passionate about it.
Come and get your black bin bags. They're long and black and slender.
We get the bins out onto the pavement the night before they're collected like clockwork. Then, now empty, bring them in the next morning. At the same time, we judge people that just leave their bins out all the time, even gossiping to other neighbours that Jan at number 12 has left hers out for 3 days. But if the bin workers accidentally happen to miss your bin, oh boy, unrivaled anger flows from the unfortunate person. They don't let go. They'll tell everyone for weeks or months about this betrayal from the council. Number 4. Bonfire nights. For non-Brits, the whole country gets really weird on the 5th of November. After all, we celebrate the story of Guy Fawkes trying to blow up Parliament by lighting one firework after another, often in someone else's garden on a freezing autumn evening.
It's the irony of let's celebrate that the explosion didn't happen by lighting off a bunch of explosions.
The fireworks are usually a little anticlimactic, but we continue with the tradition. On top of this, we get an effigy of Fawkes or someone in the news and lob it on top of a blazing bonfire.
I don't suppose you'd come back in 12 hours when I've blown up the king.
Then we watch it burn while drinking soup, tea or hot chocolate, and holding a sparkler that fizzes out after 30 seconds. We also have to chant "Remember, remember the 5th of November," which we say over and over again. It's madness, yet delightful. Number
I was just gonna say that remember that see, and then yeah.
3. Tea being a cure-all. When a Brit is facing a crisis of some kind, they're gonna put the kettle on to make a cup of tea. Celebrating? Tea. Thirsty? Tea. Hungry? Tea. Bored? Tea. Literally, we use this drink as a kind of cure-all.
You've got to get out into the world again. Think positive.
All emotions can be dealt with when consuming a warm cuppa. It doesn't really matter what the situation is. We're all just looking for an excuse to pop the kettle on for that pale brown nectar. After all, an estimated 60 billion cups of tea are consumed within our aisles each year, and each Brit has a particular way they like their tea, and any other way is nonsense. Like, why would you put the milk in before the water? That's just bonkers. Number 2.
I've always liked tea. My grandmother used to have tea with me. I'd have tea with her, and she would make me crackers with butter and jam on them. They were delicious. And we put milk in our tea, and everyone thought we were crazy. Everyone thought my grandmother was crazy putting milk in tea. Even now, when I'm older, I put milk in tea, and people look at me like I'm crazy. People just don't. Not cream. No cream. Cream doesn't belong in tea. Milk does, though, and I don't understand why people don't understand that. I have a love for tea, and my love for tea has gotten, expounded upon since I've been doing this, because I've kind of, started embracing the tea a little more. And I'll be honest with you, if you want to know, it's Yorkshire tea. That's it. Yeah, there's a lot of great teas out there, and I like them all. Yorkshire tea, though, is where to me, that's the shit. That's the stuff right there. That's the best, and I have a hard time finding it, because when I get it, a lot of times, I'll get all excited, I'll see it somewhere, and it's expired. And I ordered some from Amazon, and it was expired. So I don't know what the hell the deal with that is. But anyways, that's my gimmick right there. That's my jam, Yorkshire tea. I love it.
2. Drinking culture. If there's another drink Brits like more than tea, it's alcohol. Doesn't matter what kind. Could be a 2-liter of cider, a pint of lager, a mojito, or whatever. We aren't fussy. But non-Brits can find it a tad jarring at the crazy amounts Brits get through. On top of that, pubs are a centre point of socialisation. Not only do friends meet there, but often whole families with young kids will hang out there for the day.
So, what are you gonna do about it? From the police? Me, I'll the police. As you tell.
Those kids will have mountains of packets of crisps and soft drink to keep them quiet, while the adults do Jaeger bombs and yell down it at each other. For better or worse, every British person will have memories of the pub when they were young.
A Jaeger bomb's still a thing, seriously.
Number 1. British foods. Our food gets regularly mocked by other countries. Often the plate's contents will be very brown.
Discount foie gras, egg and ham slabs, during dinner mince, mystery meat.
Non-Brits like to point at haggis, black pudding, and so on as examples of our strange cuisine, while also making jokes about spotted dick, toad in the hole, etc. Yet those mocking us tend to ignore how we've adapted from other countries to create a more refined national palate, like India, China, Jamaica, Ghana, and others to have more delicious dishes. There's also the argument of chips. Depending on where you're from in the UK, you might have gravy, curry sauce, salt and vinegar, or something else on them, and you're fiercely loyal to your region's topping. Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from
So what did you think of the Watch Mojo UK top 10 things only Brits do and that we think is normal? I think a lot of that was kind of like everybody, you know, like the drinking culture thing. Like, definitely you hear about the British pubs and all that. We definitely hear about all that, you know, but like, I think we have more sloppy drunks, I think is what it is over here. Just more obnoxious, arrogant dick drunks. I think. I could be wrong. Anyways, that's a pretty good list, you know. It's you know, as I went through, I was kind of like, yeah. Because these are things I've learned. I've learned in, you know, over a year now that we've been hanging out and I've learned these things, you know. So, kind of a cool little list, though. I don't mind it, you know. I don't mind Watch Mojo UK as much as some people do. I think they're okay. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this list, and I hope you enjoy yourselves, and I hope you enjoy your day, and I hope you enjoy your week. I hope you enjoy a little squirrel once in a while. I've enjoyed having you. Guys, take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. And remember, squirrel out.